Hey, what's up, FBC Barstow family? Welcome back to another reading review video. This week we read 2nd Peter, and then we jumped into the last gospel of the year, the Gospel of John. I want to draw our attention to the very beginning of the Gospel of John. John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5 says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. All things were created through him, and apart from him, not one thing was created that has been created. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. That light shines in the darkness, and yet the darkness did not overcome it." This passage connects really well with the sermon from the first commandment, when we talked about no gods besides me. This is saying very clearly that Jesus is God, that Jesus and God the Father and the Holy Spirit are one God expressed in three persons. Jesus is God. He is creator of all things. Everything was created by him, and more importantly, everything was created for him. Our life is not our own. The things that we have in this world are not our own. The nature that we enjoy, the sunsets at the beach, the hikes in the mountains, the sunrises over the desert, none of that is ours. It's all for Jesus. That's the whole point of this. Our life is not our own. Paul will echo that throughout the New Testament. The other gospel writers have all pointed to that. The apostles call us to that. The Old Testament points us to God and to God alone. None of this is ours. It's all by Jesus and for Jesus. It says, "In him was life, and that life was the light of men. That light shines in the darkness, and yet the darkness did not overcome it." John is telling us everything that's going to happen in this gospel. He's going to say, Jesus was here. Jesus is the light. And he brought it to our darkness, and the darkness tried to overcome it. He's foreshadowing everything that's going to come in the gospel. When Jesus ultimately goes to the cross for you and for me, and dies a sinner's death even though he was perfect. I am so overwhelmed by this every time we go through the Gospels together. Jesus lived the perfect life. Jesus, God in the flesh, died the death that I was meant to die. He takes the consequences that I had chosen for myself, and he redeems me out of that. He takes my place. And the darkness celebrated like they had won. But it says that the darkness did not overcome him. Jesus is ultimately the defeater of sin and death. He overcomes the grave and he rises. That ensures everything. Our hope is so wrapped up in this passage that darkness couldn't overcome the light. That Jesus put on flesh and came to us. Therein lies our hope. That's ours to share. This life isn't about you and me. The things in this world aren't about you and me. But everything that God created helps us point back to him. My life helps me point others to Jesus. God's beautiful nature helps me point others to Jesus. when I stand on the ocean shore, or when I sit in a camping chair and watch the sunset over the lake in the mountains. The people that I'm with in those moments should hear about Jesus when I exclaim his goodness because of his creation. And in doing that, we make him known. Take the opportunity. Enjoy creation. But use it as a way to point others to Jesus. It's all his anyway. Church, I'm so glad that you're on this journey with us. I'm so glad that you're reading through with us. We've officially entered the last quarter of the year. October, November, December. We've got 3 more months to go through the New Testament together. I hope that you'll continue on with us, and we'll see you at church on Sunday.